Bodak Nation, what's going on? To all who are celebrating, happy Independence Day. We have a lot to unpack today, so get your drinks and settle down. After all the excitement of the Little Miss Drama Tour, you should reconsider if you assumed Cardi B would take it easy. Latto, meanwhile, appeared as though she had something to prove. By the end of the evening, social media couldn't even agree on who truly stole the show, despite Kehlani reminding everyone why she's one of the smoothest performers in R&B. Was it Cardi? Was Latto the one? Kehlani? Was she? We're getting into all of it, I promise. Because the events that took place inside the Caesars Superdome in New Orleans went beyond a typical festival show. However, that isn't even the most bizarre aspect. Cardi B was in the news around New Orleans even before she entered the Superdome. To be honest, that's very Cardi. She wasn't waiting for her performance at a posh hotel. No, like everyone else, she was out enjoying the city. Fans saw her exploring neighborhood eateries, and she even talked about her experiences sampling staples from New Orleans, such as gumbo ramen and charbroiled oysters. People love seeing celebrities embracing the cities they visit, rather than just flying in and out. So social media started buzzing right away. However, Cardi made another subtle move that caused some to remark, "Hold on, she's doing business too?" when everyone was occupied discussing food. To be honest, Cardi's appearance at BeautyCon during the Essence Festival earlier in the day may have been one of her most underappreciated moments. She wasn't performing there. She wasn't dancing there. She was there discussing business. I felt this was one of the most sincere Cardi moments we've seen in a long time, when she talked about starting her hair care company, Grow Good. She acknowledged that she nearly laughed when others first referred to her as an entrepreneur, since she didn't think she was capable of doing so. She genuinely wondered if she was worthy of that title. I believe that many people don't anticipate that someone as boisterous and entertaining as Cardi would also experience moments of self-doubt. However, admirers soon saw something different. Cardi personalized the launch rather than making it solely about product sales. For her festival activity, she replicated her grandmother's living room, complete with antique furniture, childhood photos, and old family memories. It went beyond marketing. She seemed to want people to know where she came from before revealing her future. I'm gagging in my booth. Okay, everyone, let me now show you my booth. You guys, this is meant to resemble my grandmother's upstate crib. Do you understand what I mean? Do you understand what I mean? As if it had become that way. Classic Dominican from the 1990s. You understand what I mean? Both of my grandmothers? Everything. Even the plastic on the couch. I mean, do you get what I mean? I truly wanted you to feel as though you understood what I was saying. Extremely Caribbean. Do you understand what I mean? I'm gagging. And then, the Superdome finally arrived. Let me tell you something now. That stadium seemed to have an extremely crazy vibe. Day one of the Essence Festival's Ladies First celebration drew thousands of spectators to the Caesars Superdome, and as soon as the lights went down, it was clear that this wouldn't be your typical festival lineup. Latto was up first, and whether you're a fan or not, you have to acknowledge that she has stage presence. Giant digital cheetahs flashed across the enormous screens behind her as she left in her striking pink fringed gown and matching boots. Superstar energy was screened throughout the entire performance. She performed a number of crowd-pleasing songs, including Big Mama, OK, Sunday Service, Business and Personal, with the support of a live drummer, guitarist, DJ, and dancers, rapping nearly all of the lyrics. Observe. This is when things became interesting, because Kehlani had the challenging task of totally altering the atmosphere once Latto had completed setting the structure on fire. And she managed to pull it off. Kehlani had a completely different mood as she took the stage. Smooth vocals, self-assured dance, and pure R&B energy. No loud explosions, no extravagant production. She even made a joke about asking the audience whether it was acceptable for her to play some of her songs from her most recent self-titled album, More Recent Music. Since festival-goers typically only want the hits, it's always a dangerous strategy. However, the crowd stayed with her the entire time, according to attendees and recordings that are making the rounds online. Her dancers elevated the entire show without detracting from her singing, and songs like No Such Thing, Should Have Never, After Hours, Back and Forth, Distraction, and I Like It flow together beautifully. Observe. That's not even the most bizarre part, because everyone was aware of who was Cardi B. So's the night, and everything changed when Cardi showed up. She wore a stunning high-collared gown when she first arrived, but underneath it was an even bolder performance costume, with thigh-high heels and sparkling silver accents. She appeared to be on a single purpose from the very beginning: take ownership of the entire event. She acknowledged in advance that she was anxious during rehearsals about performing in such a large stadium, but you really couldn't tell once those lights came on. She created a huge Cardi party in that stadium. The dancers filled the stage, the pyrotechnics went off, the choreography grew larger, and the energy increased. Suddenly, the audience wasn't just no longer attending a concert, they were giving it their all. Along with songs from the Little Miss Drama tour, such as Hello, Magnet, Salute, Check Please, Trophies, and more, she powered through songs from her discography. Every few minutes, a new viral video of fans yelling every word while fireworks light up the arena appeared on social media. Observe. And the situation became even more chaotic. Because Cardi wasn't finished even after the Superdome was shut down, she went directly to her official Essence Festival after-party at Empire rather than calling it a night. The majority of performers would have just arrived, waved to the VIP area, snapped a few photos and departed. Not Cardi. Long after the festival was officially over, she continued to keep the enthusiasm high by grabbing the microphone once more and performing live. Fans couldn't stop talking about how she managed to have enough energy to play after headlining one of the biggest stages of the festival, after videos from inside the venue swiftly went viral on social media. My own perspective. For my part, I really enjoy festivals that feel more like events than just performances. And Day One brought us precisely that. Latto's confidence and stage presence, in my opinion, were just what she needed to do. Kehlani reminded everyone that slick performances and amazing vocals are always in style. However, Cardi comprehended the task from start to finish. She turned the entire day into a Cardi B takeover, with her attendance at the BeautyCon, embrace of New Orleans culture, Superdome headline, and subsequent performance at the after-party. Whether you like her or not, you have to applaud her work ethic because she did more than just perform. She provided fans with an experience that they will likely remember for a very long time. I have to ask you now, who really stole the show on the first day of the Essence Festival? With that spectacular headline performance, was it Cardi B? Was Latto the most captivating performer? Or was Kehlani's musical performance the best overall? What was your favorite, assuming you were present in person? The night's most memorable moment? I already know that this comment area is going to split, so please share your opinions here. We have a ton more celebrity drama, performances, and trending moments coming up. So if you liked this tea, don't forget to like, subscribe, and enable those notifications. Until the next occasion. Tranquility. Before I begin, no one can ever make me despise Cardi. But when you're right, you're right. And when you're wrong, you're wrong. I also don't mind being critical of my favorites. Now, Cardi, we adore you, sweetie, and we appreciate how honest and unvarnished you are, but there are times and places when you should express your feelings. Additionally, when you was on that Essence stage, saying baby in front of the aunts wasn't appropriate. As everyone is aware, Cardi gave a performance at Essence Fest last night. However, I believe she was at the convention center earlier, talking about or promoting her hair care line, Grow Good. Cardi removed Latto's name from the chat before I could discuss her unvarnished comparisons. And to be honest, I would have been edited. I would never have mentioned Latto's name again once she acknowledged that this was a jab at Cardi, and she began to play the song. And I'm aware that some will claim that Cardi initiated this. It was initiated by her. She did, however, issue a public apology. Most likely, she attempted to make things correctly. She made several attempts to contact Latto. She made contact with Latto's people. Latto refused to move. Is Latto allowed to act in that way? She does really have the right. If she doesn't want to talk, she doesn't have to. She is not required to accept the apologies.